Alright guys, with plenty of time to break down the Packers versus Saints. Not a successful game, we didn't end up winning the game, but with the bye week, lots of time to break it down. I thought I would start with the good. One of the most intriguing prospects of the past couple weeks in particular, well, few weeks in particular for the Packers has been this kid Aaron Jones. And so I thought I would first of all start by breaking down his 46-yard touchdown touchdown run. Which, as you can see here, I'm going to hit the screen draw here and do a little screen draw because you can see the Saints here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 down linemen, 3 backers. This is a 4-3 defense. Very, very simple. What you're not seeing is the two deep safeties. They got a too high shell. They cheated up the strong from time to time. Everybody does that. This is one of, however, the most vanilla defenses. And basically it was the same the entire game long. First half, Packers had some success. Second half, not so much. Very little changed in the meantime as far as I'm concerned. Now, this is, of course, they're expecting a run. You can see how everyone is closer inside here. You've got the corners in. We've got our wide receivers in. That's why the corners are in. This looks like a run all the way. Now, unfortunately for the Saints, they've only got 7 in the box at this point. Later on, they do go to 8 and 9 in the box even at times, basically daring Brett Hundley to pass the ball, which worked out fairly well for them in the long run. Again, the too high shell will leave the middle of the field open if we can block up the linebackers at the second level. And so that's exactly what the Packers are hoping to do. We've got a single set back in Aaron Jones. Jordy Nelson on the perimeter and Davante Adams on the perimeter. 2 tight ends in Martellus Bennett right here, you know, number 80 right here. And also one thing of note that I'm going to highlight in just a minute, number 82 right here, Mr. Richard Rodgers, is in what very much looks like a situation in which he'll be called upon to block. I will once again make my point that he is an absolute liability as a blocking tight end, and we will see that in just a minute. But this is the pre-snap set. Hundley under center, which is not his most comfortable position coming out of college, but he did a fairly decent job. And of course, in a run play like this gives him the option for play action, and the Packers really think that at this point, this is 1st and 10, by the way. 13 minutes, 26 seconds left in the first quarter. 0-0 score. It's 1st and 10 on the 46. Packers are looking to just move the chains with a setup like this. This is a very obvious set. This is a very obvious run. The 2 high safeties signal to me that the Saints really respect a perimeter group that includes Jordy Nelson on one side, Davante Adams on the other. And so they're not yet at this point quite respecting Aaron Jones and not quite cheating that strong safety up just yet. That is one of the adjustments they make, but again, very simple adjustments and with a vastly different results in the second quarter. But this is the setup right now, and let's see how this moves forward. Okay, so now we see the actual crux of this particular play. This is really, really old school, but I'm going to circle a number right here. This is big number 64, Justin McCray, who, for all of his struggles as a tackle, does a fantastic job as a pulling guard in this particular play and basically makes this play happen. You can see the linebackers. You got your middle linebacker. He's actually got responsibilities deep middle in case we are actually throwing a pass on this. This again, it's a 2x2 set. It's a real tight 2x2 set, but it does threaten the pass as well as the run. But the linebackers see McCray pull, and you can see each one of them. They've got their eyes inside now. They know exactly where this play is going. This is a play in which, with the 2 high safeties, that center is open, and these linebackers have to get the job done. If the Packers can block this up, they're going to have a chance at a big play and getting a running back in open space who, with a guy like Aaron Jones, is pretty explosive back and could make things happen. All right, so let's fast forward a little bit from here. Okay, and as this play develops, you can see right here, here is McCray right there. And here is Bakhtiari coming out. The middle linebacker gets caught on this side of the seam, and what we end up with is a wall right here. Here's our running back, Mr. Aaron Jones, and with his vision, he makes the cutback through that seam there. And this play is, now you can see the difference right here. Look at the open space with also the middle of the field open as well. So we know how this play ends. However, I do want to quickly just show you, in case, as you've got number 80 right here actually doing a good job standing up on this side. If you want to know where Richard Rodgers is, he is actually on his ass right down here somewhere. He got caught inside, turned around, and laid down on his butt as usual, which at any point now I'm finding to be quite hilarious, even though it's really not funny. I'd like to see Lance Kendricks in a situation like this, but I guess you can't completely tell that you're going run by putting Kendricks on, or completely tell that you're going pass by putting Rodgers on. So maybe that was what they were up to. But at any rate, this play developing, and this is really, I think, the key to our success in the first half, was our offensive line really blocking well in the first half. The second half, not so much. And again, as I said earlier, not much of a change. I can show you a few changes in the defense, but the Saints basically came in with a 4-3. They said, listen, we're going to try to outplay you. There was nothing exotic, nothing that tricky. They went single high from time to time by cheating down a strong when they wanted to stack the box. I mean, that's basic football. No surprises there. But at any rate, for this play, and at this time during the game, an incredibly important play. And of course, we know Aaron Jones takes that seam, and once he hits open space, he just turns on the jets, and then it's off to the races. And you got two safeties now, both of which are caught outside the hash marks. And Davante Adams in particular pulling the safety at the top of the screen well off all the way to the numbers. And Aaron Jones then scampers 46 yards for a touchdown. This is the point in the game where everything was looking really good. I mean, our running game was going, our blocking was fantastic. And during the first half in particular, Brett Hundley had some pretty clean pockets. And so, of course, we still have to answer the question, what happened? But, first things first, some good things happened in this game. And this series, with the way that we were able to run the ball, and then the expectation out of that is that play action is going to be there when they stack the box. Now, that wasn't necessarily the case, and we would have liked to have seen a little more passes in the second half. Let that play action work on an 8 and 9 member box. It didn't work out that way, but for now, we know Aaron Jones is the real deal. And really good vision to see that. And of course, I've said all along, it doesn't matter if you're at the quarterback position, if you're talking about Ty Montgomery, if you're talking about Aaron Jones, if you're talking about Jamal Williams, our blocking up front has been an issue from the preseason on. We have not been able to be healthy. But you can see right here, getting David Bakhtiari back, having guys like even McCray, who is not in this situation, I don't think, out of position, and then getting Bulaga back and things like that going to be very important for the Packers' success moving forward. All right, so that's going to do it for me for right now. Actually, by the way, I might as well show you. We got to at least go to one photo of Aaron Jones taking this thing to the house. So let me just give you that real quick. Yeah, so here's the off to the races scenario, splitting the two high safeties. Both of them were on their way up, of course, because they saw the play was a run play, and they're crashing hard. I mentioned that Davante Adams held the safety in the top corner, I'm not sure who it is, up as high as the numbers, and that actually gave Aaron Jones his shot at the end zone, taking this one to the house. One of the things Jones did really well, I showed you David Bakhtiari sealing off that one side, and I think it was actually Bulaga in there with him. But Aaron Jones took that cut almost like a slalom skier. He cut way to the inside of that, and you can see him right on that left hash, and that is what made the difference between him getting run down by one of the safeties and making it and taking it to the house. So really good vision, really good decision making, and this was a well-designed play. This is old school football right here. This is just match up and beat somebody one-on-one kind of football. And in this case, of course, we saw Aaron Jones take it to the house. It was good to see. Hope to see a lot more of it. Actually, I just wanted to go back and actually highlight One of the little nuances as to why this play was a touchdown rather than just a really nice gain where one of the safeties brings down Aaron Jones perhaps in the open field at the third level, which would still be probably more than we were expecting out of this play. But a couple of things are going on here. We talked about how we got this backside seal, we got this front side seal. And I mentioned how how Aaron Jones cuts like a slalom skier, just real tight to the inside of Bakhtiari. But let me draw a few lines for you here, okay? One of the things we couldn't see perhaps earlier is, this safe. Now again, both of these two high safeties, they now see run, obviously. They started to see it as soon as the guard pulled, but had responsibilities back. Linebacker here gets blocked off, so now the inside of the field is absolutely wide open. But look at the way that these splits work out for us. You've got the safety here. You've got the safety up here because Davante Adams is right there. He's actually on the numbers. And what ends up happening is where David Bakhtiari is, right at the center of this, Aaron Jones ends up almost exactly equidistant between these two safeties. And if that wasn't the case for this, he would actually probably have been tackled at some point. But the way this worked out and the way that Aaron Jones cut right inside to the hash and stayed to the hash and then just got his feet under him and took off and saw the goal line and sprinted to it really made this into a touchdown rather than just what could have been a really nice play. Now, of course, part of that is just chance, but you can see how this play was blocked up very, very well from the pull of McCray to the seal on the front side, catching the inside linebacker on the other side, but then the inside linebacker ends up caught on the side where the closest safety is as well, and Aaron Jones making that tight cut ends up exactly equidistant between those two safeties. Can't tell you how important that is in terms of a running back. And look at the distance. I mean, you've got what? 5, 10. You got at least 8 yards of distance when he makes that break for those two safeties to close on him. And part of it is the fact that they're coming up to play the run, but then part of it is those splits that make it possible for him to outdistance him. And again, Aaron Jones, he's a quick guy, but he's no 4.4, he's no 4.3, 4.4 guy. But his quickness and again that really tight cut turn this one into a touchdown in a play that in other circumstances would not have been so. So I just thought I'd throw that in real quick. Of course, the Saints then in the second half adjusting a little bit, having to drop guys down in the box, respecting Aaron Jones. But again, down in the long term, that's going to help the Packers offense. So we'll see how it plays out. Of course, we want to see how Hundley continues to develop. And guys, we got to win games. We got to continue. We got to play 4 quarters. So if we would do this for 4 quarters, and then get a passing game going, I think this Packers team can win some games. But we'll continue to analyze this game. Just thought I'd throw that one out for you and break down what was probably one of my favorite plays because it was just old school football and so well executed with the everlasting exception of Richard Rodgers. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. We'll talk to you again soon. Go Pack.
Packer Nation worldwide.